Are the Miami Heat better off without Jimmy Butler? Should the Miami Heat be extra cautious with Jimmy's recent ankle injury and his injury history? Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat basketball channel. My name is Amir. Before I get into the video, I just want to thank everybody for their continued support. If you could please hit subscribe and subscribe to the channel, that would mean a lot to me, so thank you again. So Jimmy Butler was playing his first game since December 18th, and he returned on Saturday night against the Utah Jazz, but played only 23 minutes before being sidelined again, suffering a foot injury. Butler was removed from the game, and the team has since announced that he will not return. He took some x-rays, and the x-rays were negative, so we have no clue how long Jimmy Butler is going to be out for. Jimmy has missed 8.5 games so far this season, and the Miami Heat are 5-3 in those games. It's not the greatest record, but the Heat have seemed to be more dynamic and fluid in his absence. The young Miami Heat players, specifically rookie Jaime Jaquez Jr., has been inserted into the starting lineup at times during Jimmy's absence and has been playing sensational basketball all year long and has been playing great as a starter for the Miami Heat. He has been allowed to play and develop chemistry with starters like Tyler Hero, Bam, and Kyle Lowry. Other players have been stepping up as well in Jimmy's absence, like Jamal Cain, who had a really good game against the Golden State Warriors recently, and RJ Hampton, and then Duncan Robinson, who's been playing incredible this year, who was starting for Tyler Hero and he was out, but now is on the bench and leading the bench unit. Tyler Hero has probably been the one who has stepped up the most in Jimmy's absence. Tyler is averaging career highs this year so far in points, rebounds, and assists. He leads the Heat in scoring with 24 points per game. The Heat have only played 9 total games with their big three, and the Heat's offense has seemed to be pretty clunky when all three have been on the court this season. Tyler and Jimmy seem to just stand around and take turns when the Heat are on offense, and that formation has been pretty stale and flat. Tyler has been playing more fluidly, definitely, while Jimmy has been out, and so has the rest of the Miami Heat team, as it seems. So if we take a look at some of the stats with Jimmy, the team stats that is, the Miami Heat average 109.5 points per game, which is really low. They're shooting 34.8% from three. They are shooting 46% from the field, and they're averaging 40.6 rebounds per game. While Jimmy has been out, those numbers have all increased. The team is now averaging 112.3 points per game. They're shooting 46.8%. They are shooting 38% from three, and they are averaging 43.4 rebounds per game. So what does this all mean for the Miami Heat? Are the Heat better without Jimmy Butler? Should they sit him out for a prolonged amount of time because the team is just statistically playing better without him? The answer is hell no. The numbers don't mean shit to me, and the Heat were just having a good streak of games while Jimmy was out during that 8-game window. So players like Jamal Cain, RJ Hampton, Nikola Jovic, those guys, those G League young players who have not really got many opportunities and have not played a lot this year, were hungry and they have stayed ready, so they have not had to get ready to be ready for game action, but they are hungry to play, and they have received that opportunity, and they've taken the most of that so far. They've been playing passionate, energized basketball, and you combine that with guys that are hungry to prove themselves, to help stay on the team, get future contracts, play for other teams, possibly showcase their skills and talents. You pair that with players like Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero, who have been playing really well, and the Heat had a nice little run while Jimmy was out. So those stats don't mean anything to me. I don't think the Heat are better without Jimmy Butler. I think that's an insane statement. If anybody thinks that the Heat are better without Jimmy, then they are crazy. You know, we all have some delusional fans and uneducated fans within every team's fan base. So if you think we're better without Jimmy, which some people in Heat Nation think, then I think y'all are crazy. Jimmy, in my opinion, is still the best player on the Miami Heat. I think Bam is the most versatile and important player, but Jimmy's still our best guy and our go-to guy. We all know where and when Jimmy Butler shines the most. Come playoff time, Jimmy morphs into Jimmy Butler. He could care less to a certain degree about the regular season. He obviously still plays tough enough and plays to ensure that the Heat will make the playoffs, but we all know that he flips that switch in the playoffs, and once he's in the tournament, he knows that he can elevate his game and be one of the best players in the entire NBA. So unlike some players who are regular season all-stars, Jimmy Butler is a playoff all-star. So what I think the Heat should do currently is make sure that Jimmy rests, make sure that he comes back fully healthy so he doesn't have a nagging ankle injury that he takes into the rest of the season. So however long that takes, who knows? Hopefully it's not as serious of an ankle injury that Tyler sustained. I don't think it is, but Tyler was out close to 5.5 weeks. So I think in the regular season right now, with the emergence of Tyler Hero, I think the best bet for the Heat is to let Tyler develop, continue to lead the team in scoring, and lead us in the regular season, because Tyler doesn't have a history of being available or even showing up in the playoffs. So let Tyler get his points, play how he's playing right now, which is not bad, honestly, shooting really well from the field. He's actually getting better with his playmaking. He needs to cut down on the turnovers, but Jimmy is the one who could defer to him, and even Bam in the regular season, as well as players like Jaime Jaquez who are developing, Caleb Martin when he comes back as well, and then Jimmy can take over again when the lights shine the brightest, and Jimmy Butler will take the lead in the playoffs, and hopefully the Miami Heat can be healthy enough finally for one season where we can finally win a ring for Jimmy Butler, because he deserves it, and because he's the best Miami Heat player that we've had in a long time since LeBron James and D-Wade were here. So that's all I have for this video. Hoping Jimmy comes back healthy and better than ever. So thanks again, guys.